Cha.
Relationships is your biggest weapon as a waiter. What does that mean, build relationships? Well, it might mean I'm building a relationship because this guy tips me a lot.
The waiter, by the way. Bryan Chaffin's here with us, everybody. Bryan Chaffin wrapping up the week with us. And of course, I come in talking about the waiter because we are doing Bryan Chaffin's dinner party. Dinner party, I think, is coming. You might be the next to the last person to host a dinner party.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, because it's what I was talking about earlier this week of trying to program a show, right? Dinner party's been going on, I want to say, since May. Now, this show has been fairly hit or miss over a lot of the year. Honestly, some weeks it happens, some weeks it doesn't. But I have a recurring list of people who come on the show, and I can't ask them to do another dinner party, basically. So I think you are the last regular guest who has not done a dinner party, and then whoever's on
a subset.
Well, what do you mean?
So a dinner party. So like I did a dinner party, for instance.
Right.
Next time you could have me do a dinner party of just famous square dancers or just writers or just musicians. You could.
Yeah. I get that. And honestly, it might be the kind of thing that I reintroduce at some point, but I don't want to put any kind of restrictions on dinner party. The only thing I want for dinner party is I need them to be like people who are sort of acknowledged as being actual people. Like, I don't know if we know that, the Buddha was actually a dude. I don't know if we know that for certain, but it's acknowledged that the Buddha was actually a dude. I believe that was his title. And so, you could say that, right? What I don't want...
He did abide.
I don't want to... The dude did, that's true. What I don't want is the dude, for example. I don't want Harry Seldon or somebody like that. You want Asimov? Great. You want Harry Seldon? No, you get Asimov. You want the dude? No, but you can either have Jeff Bridges or one of the Coen brothers. Hey, I'm cool with that. Sam, who was the guy? Sam Elliott. He hung out with the dude. He actually narrated the dude, so you could have him too. Anyway, my point is I don't want to be like, top 3 people named Ken at your dinner party, stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone.
Yeah, I understand. All right, so let us go over Bryan Chaffin's dinner party. No break today, by the way. We're going straight through because we don't want to interrupt the flow of conversation. I want everything to be just as, as sort of part of the scenery as it can be. When we bring over your first guest and your first guest to take a seat at the table, Mr. Chaffin is.
Well, I'm definitely sort of like big picture grandiose and probably pointless because like first name on my list in both alphabetical and chronological order would be Archimedes. Okay. And it's just because I just think he was this amazing person. Now, the reality is I think he would probably have very little time for me and would not, in like what we know about him, he would probably not have a lot of patience for the fact that I'm not as smart as he is. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how great that would be at the dinner party, but maybe him arguing with Da Vinci would be worth it just to be there, even if I'm not able to engage with him.
Now, hang on a second. You're talking about the little mechanical owl in Clash of the Titans, right?
Archimedes? No, I'm talking about the Greek inventor, scientist, mathematician, philosopher. Okay.
Help me out a tiny bit because I know it's a name I should know. I'll be completely honest, though. Archimedes is not somebody I can't be like, yes, Archimedes. That has many syllables.
Archimedes did. He did he invented the thing with like focusing the sun and making it a weapon. And he also did the lever. Like I didn't actually research Archimedes again because I've been hold on.
No, it's
because
okay.
I have been thinking about Archimedes and how awesome he is for a very long time. So I didn't actually refresh myself.
I will tell you honestly, I understand that. I'm a huge fan of Amenhotep. I'm a huge fan of Amenhotep from ancient Egypt. Mm-hmm. And the problem that I have is, when I learned about him, I was so into him and I was so excited that I was like, I'm a huge fan of Amenhotep. I can barely remember why anymore. I've just always known that I was into him.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
So he included, I guess it was the proof. I actually thought that he did some inventing on this, but he proved the principle of the lever.
Okay.
He also invented the screw pump.
Okay.
That is freaking huge.
That's okay.
The screw pump.
I don't know what that is.
The screw pump, right? So you've got, like, if you have water, so you've got a screw.
Yeah.
A very long screw.
Right.
And it lifts water by it turns.
Oh, okay.
And the water actually goes up with the screw thing.
Okay.
Right? It's just this brilliant thing. It's this incredibly brilliant thing.
I tell you what's kind of funny to me. You say he proved the idea of the lever, but he didn't actually,
principle.
The principle, right? I mean, I think about that, like, but I couldn't find the stick.
So he also, looking at the Wikipedia, he did some stuff on the law of buoyancy, which I did not know.
Okay.
He did some work on compound pulleys, which I also did not know.
Okay.
He just invented a lot of things, and then he was killed by an idiot soldier.
Oh.
Because the Roman soldier, as a matter of fact, when Rome invaded Syracuse, even though he was, of course, not supposed to be harmed, he was one of these once in 1,000 years geniuses.
Okay. So what's interesting to me is you say that him arguing with Da Vinci. Am I assuming that I've heard your second guess then?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me why you want Da Vinci at your table.
Another person who was just so incredibly brilliant, who came up with all these novel ideas that we take for absolute granted, take for granted.
Yeah.
Proper use. Anyway, we totally accept them as reality, but he invented these things and he discovered these things and he experimented, and then he was this incredible artist, and then he would write his notes upside down and backwards so that other people couldn't read it. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, the guy was just off the charts, insanely intelligent. And again, I don't really think he would be all that interested in talking to me. But the chance to be able to meet him and just see what he was actually like in real life, it would be, to me, just amazing.
You're putting these, and it makes sense, but you're putting these people on a pedestal. I mean, I assume that they ate, right?
They did, yeah. They ate. Archimedes was known to be a bit of a. Can I use the word?
Oh, okay, sure.
I don't know that Da Vinci was known as that. I've never read or heard or seen anything to that effect. Archimedes basically didn't have a lot of patience for stupidity, it seems. Da Vinci, I don't know. I am definitely putting them on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. I am also very aware that I am not on their level of smarts. So, that's a big part of what you're hearing.
You got an advantage, though, because you could just show them an iPhone.
Yeah. Yes.
He's like, Archimedes is like, you don't know anything. I proved the lever. And you'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm playing Angry Birds. You were saying something?
You were saying, right?
What? Yeah. I proved the bombing bird. Who's your third guest, Mr. Chaffin?
Benjamin Franklin. I love that man.
There's a guy who could eat.
There's a guy who could eat, and I also feel like he could have a conversation with little old me.
Yeah.
That may be because he was so fantastic at, presenting information to people that were not on his level. But I definitely feel like I could have a lovely dinner conversation with him. But here's another man who invented all of these things, like the Franklin stove was a huge invention that saved lives.
Right.
Absolutely kept people warm during winters in an efficient way. I mean, it's the Franklin stove is amazing, an amazing device, and he just casually did it. What's the thing called? The glass. It's not harmonica.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the harmonica? Basically, he took wine glasses, except they're not wine glasses, and he put them on an axle.
Okay.
And the idea, you get your fingers wet, and then you would play them.
Right.
You have all the notes in front of you. You're almost playing them like a piano, but It's got this haunting, gorgeous sound. He invented this instrument.
Okay, so you're talking about playing the wine glasses. I mean, I know you're saying it's an actual instrument, but you're talking about the same thing.
It is
the same principle.
Yeah, but now make it 40. You can't play 40 wine glasses.
No, but I mean, you've seen the people though who have like the whole big thing set up, right? It gets a little crazy because they break a sweat by the end because they're trying to go from like one octave to another and all that stuff.
I'm gonna send you a link. How's that?
Well, don't do it right now because it'll make the noise and I'll have to edit that. Hey, really quickly, my favorite part about Ben Franklin, honestly, making him a man of our times.
Yeah.
One of his biggest regrets is he didn't get one of his kids inoculated against the smallpox.
That is an excellent point.
He was like, oh, wow, that was a mistake. That was a mistake, and I'm sorry I didn't. And so I'm going to make sure all the rest of my kids are inoculated against the smallpox. And, those founding fathers, yeah, he might be an interesting person to talk to today. Of course, he might just pull what was left of his hair out and go screaming mad into the night.
He might also go after your special lady friend.
And
he might get her.
Okay.
The dude was a ladies' man.
Yeah, well, no, I know. I have the advantage of not being 500 years old.